What do shot glasses, gum, and Captain America have in common? You're never going to see them in Disney World. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. Okay, Disney World has a lot of rules and policies in place to help keep it the most magical place on Earth. Some of those rules you might never have actually noticed in action before, but some can be painfully obvious. Company policies and the most bizarrely specific IP ruling mean you're never going to see these things in Disney World. First up, you're never going to be able to buy a shot glass in Disney World to bring home. Shot glasses are a souvenir staple, right? Tiny, so they don't take up room in your suitcase, collectible if you're into that, and low priced if you're buying something for everyone back home. But even in the land of endless gift shops and souvenirs, you are not going to be able to ask where are the shot glasses in a merchandise location and be directed to the right place. That's because shot glasses aren't exactly on brand with the Disney family-friendly atmosphere. You'll find small shot glass-sized cups with Disney or resort branding, but they're always called toothpick holders. Oddly though, a toothpick holder listed on Shop Disney is organized under drinkware. So if you need help finding a shot glass to bring home, remember, ask for a toothpick holder. Next thing you're never going to see in Disney World, the Avengers. Okay, so Disney is building an entire superhero land over in Disneyland, but you're never going to see the Avengers in Disney World. That's because in 1994, Marvel signed a contract with MCA, which would eventually become part of NBC Universal. But there were two caveats. First, Universal had to actually use the characters to retain control over them. And second, the agreement split the country down the middle, and the rules applied separately to the areas east and west of the Mississippi River. So, how is that Guardians of the Galaxy coaster happening? Well, luckily the Marvel Universe is made up of many super teams besides the Avengers and X-Men, who you'll see in Universal Orlando. Since Universal isn't using the characters from Guardians of the Galaxy, they're up for grabs. And since Disneyland is west of the Mississippi and Universal Hollywood doesn't use any Marvel characters, Disney's free to build a superhero land, Avengers Campus, featuring Captain America and Spider-Man on the West Coast. The only thing Disney can't do is explicitly use the name Marvel on any attraction name or in an attraction's marketing. As for the Marvel Days at Sea on Disney Cruise Line, international waters are apparently exempt from the contract. Next thing you'll never see in Disney World, Walt Disney himself smoking in a photo. So Disney has a policy of not showing smoking in any of their movies, and as of May 2019, there is no smoking anywhere in the Disney parks. But those policies don't really jive with the fact that Walt Disney reportedly smoked 3 packs of cigarettes a day. There are a lot of photos of Walt with a cigarette. Well, there used to be. Many photos of Walt were edited or airbrushed to remove cigarettes from his hand. Even Tom Hanks, who played Walt in the film Saving Mr. Banks, commented that there used to be many photos of Walt pointing to things around Disneyland with the now iconic 2-finger point because he was actually holding a cigarette while pointing. It's true that cast members are taught to point with 2 fingers, the official reasoning being that many cultures view pointing with 1 finger to be impolite, though it has long been rumored to be a direct homage to Walt's own 2-finger point. Needless to say, even though Walt Disney frequently had a cigarette in hand, you won't see evidence of it in photos of him in Disney World. Next thing you'll never see in Disney World is a cast member's last name on their name tag. This one is actually another homage to Walt. Disney is a first-name organization, quote-unquote. Last names are too formal, according to Walt, and he would have people call him Walt, not Mr. Disney. So this policy now extends to cast members as well. Rather than a last name, name tags also list where the cast member is from and what other languages they speak, which is an icebreaker. It's all to make the cast member seem more friendly and approachable. Alright, next thing you will not see in Disney World is gum. We've mentioned this one a few times on the channel, but it catches so many people off guard. You will not find gum anywhere in Disney World. Same goes for the Orlando airport, so pack some in your bag or plan to stop at a store on your trip if you want some gum. Disney doesn't sell gum in an effort to keep the parks cleaner. No gum sold equals less gum in the parks equals less gum to clean up off the street. They do sell mints in the parks though if you're battling some mask breath. And if you're a Pepsi person also, don't forget, you're gonna want to know that you can only find Coca-Cola products in Disney World. And for those with picky kiddos, you won't find name brand Cheerios there either, or any General Mills products because Disney has a deal with Kellogg's, though you'll likely find some Disney branded substitutes. If your kids only like one specific brand of snack, be sure to bring it with you. Next thing you'll never see in Disney World is a Frontierland costume in Tomorrowland. Utilidors, the underground tunnel system that lets cast members walk around beneath the Magic Kingdom, were developed after Walt realized it took you out of the moment to see a costume in the wrong land. This one's kind of a rumor, but it's a well-established rumor that's generally perceived as true. One day he saw a Frontierland costumed cast member while walking through Tomorrowland and basically said, "No way we're doing this in the new park." Each land is connected to the Utilidors, which are home to the costuming department, a cast member-only barbershop, a Subway sandwich shop, and so much more. Because they're traveling through Utilidors to get from land to land, you, on stage, will never see an out-of-place cast member. Next thing you're never going to see in Disney World, behind the scenes or backstage photos. Speaking of the Utilidors, there are really not too many pictures of them because it's straight up not allowed to take pictures down there. Cast members can't use social media on property and they can't take photos of backstage areas. Disney World is often compared to a show. Everything in the parks and every interaction with guests is considered on stage, and everything behind those go-away green walls is backstage. You don't show the backstage stuff because it could ruin the magic for the guests. So if you go on a backstage tour, you can't take photos either. The Keys to the Kingdom tour will take you into the Utilidors, but don't even think about pulling out your camera. Next thing you'll never see in Disney World is a cast member with a long beard. Disney has always had strict guidelines on the appearance of their cast members. Costumes have specific pieces and ways they're worn. Jewelry and accessories weren't allowed for a long time, and there are strict guidelines on hair and facial hair. They've recently laxed the policy, though, to allow facial hair up to 1 inch long, and stubble is allowed while someone is growing out a beard to that 1 inch length, but you won't see anyone with a long beard in the parks. Accessory guidelines have also been relaxed a bit, so in addition to simple rings or earrings, cast members can now wear a modest visible bracelet in good taste, quote unquote, or a modest visible necklace in good condition, quote unquote. The Main Street cast member costumes have finally gotten an update too. They can now wear shorts instead of the mandatory long trousers, which is honestly a little weird to see, but it's so hot in Florida, we're sure the cast members on Main Street are happy for this change. Next thing you'll never see in Disney World, at least not right now, are planes overhead. Disney has had some form of a no-fly zone since Animal Kingdom opened in 1998. It all started as a general request for no one to fly within 2 miles of the park for the safety of the animals, but nothing was officially put in place until 2003. This flying ban was part of Operation Liberty Shield, which also included no-fly zones over government buildings and monuments around the country. This new congressional act meant that no one could fly within 3 miles of either Disney World or Disneyland. Disney has actually tried to get this law reversed a bit so that they can fly drones in the parks, since it was a US law and not Disney policy. They had to receive a federal exemption to fly their own drones on Disney property. The current exemption is good through November 2020, though it will likely be extended. So there you have it, some of the most interesting and strangest things you will not see at Disney World. Did any of these surprise you? Are you a collector of Disney toothpick holders? We love sharing these little known Disney facts with you guys, and we hope you enjoy it too. If you want the latest updates from the Disney parks, including when Avengers Campus will be opening, sign up for our newsletter and we will send you the latest news as soon as we hear it. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.